needs that money. Money has to keep coming in if you're gonna live like this.
It's not that expensive though, but
He's only 46. Yeah, but he does it with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys it, man. Putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family, and hurting my business. We're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company. I'm shopping, spending money, living life. Money made.
Joe Rogan reacted sharply to recent revelations about Floyd Mayweather's bankruptcy, criticizing his reckless spending habits. Rogan emphasized that extreme wealth doesn't exempt anyone from financial responsibility, citing Mayweather's IRS troubles. He warned that lavish lifestyles combined with poor financial planning can ultimately destroy even the most successful athletes.
That money to the IRS, how much does he owe? It's in the $20+ million range.
it's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No,
It's just neglect to pay.
neglect, and it's also like I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money. There's probably a point when they're like, "Hey, it's time to pay your taxes," and you go like, "All right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money." And then they go, "That's true, but you owe 50 more." And he's just like, that can't be right.
You know
I've
what's
given
not
you
good?
$25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legal action against Insider Incorporated marks a significant shift in his public image. At the center of this defamation lawsuit is an article that casts doubt on the authenticity of a reported $42 million real estate deal involving the boxing superstar. The suit alleges that the publication intentionally misrepresented the facts, portraying Mayweather as deceptive about his financial status. The claim involves 62 buildings, an acquisition that, if true, would rank among the largest personal real estate deals in recent history. However, the article raises concerns about the transaction's legitimacy and feasibility, placing Mayweather's credibility under scrutiny. Through this legal move, Mayweather appears determined to assert his reputation not only as a boxing legend but also as a savvy, serious businessman.
So I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the question.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family, and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
Mayweather's rebuttal centers on the article's perceived bias and its omission of what he describes as solid documentation. He claims his legal team supplied Insider Incorporated with ample evidence supporting the legitimacy of the real estate deal, which was allegedly ignored in favor of a sensationalized story. By stressing that this is his first lawsuit of its kind against the media, Mayweather underscores the seriousness of the issue. His strong defense of his reputation reflects a broader effort to present himself as a responsible entrepreneur unfairly targeted by reckless and misleading journalism.
Put my name to build my reputation, and I'm not gonna let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my companies.
All right, one more toughie. So,
Nothing is tough.
no? Okay.
After being in the sport of boxing, dealing with the sport of boxing, there's nothing that's tough.
Fair. So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded yet.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
Okay, so I think we'll end with this one. When I spoke to you all last week, you were riding around Miami, you were looking to buy even more.
Yes.
Have you bought anything in the week since we last spoke?
I don't know. I was out in Miami for a while. We were looking at a few properties. I'm pretty sure for the end of the year,
Stephen A. Smith's commentary intensifies the ongoing controversy, highlighting the lack of transparency in Mayweather's business dealings. While he stops short of dismissing the lawsuit outright, Smith suggests there's more beneath the surface than flashy headlines and staggering figures. His skepticism arises from a pattern where Mayweather's ventures appear more focused on image than substance. Smith implies that, although Mayweather presents himself as a savvy mogul, the foundations of his business empire may not hold up under serious examination, raising questions about whether perception is outpacing financial reality.
I can't count the amount of examples where I saw people being laid off, and then I see somebody come right behind and get some contract. Business does business. You never know what's behind the goal of a business per se. What you do know is the work that you put in. If you're smart enough, the value comes with that work. And then at the same time, you also pride yourself in being very, very busy. I haven't, and I'm not going to talk about my contract negotiations with you. They are ongoing. I think the talks have been very pleasant. I think we're making progress. We'll see what happens. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I've got decisions to make because I got a future.
50 Cent's remarks land sharply, spotlighting the lack of concrete evidence behind Mayweather's real estate claim. Instead of presenting detailed contracts or financial documentation to defend his credibility, Mayweather is opting for legal threats, a move that invites further skepticism. To critics like 50 Cent, the lawsuit appears more like a smokescreen than a genuine attempt to clear his name. It's framed as a power play aimed at silencing dissent rather than proving truth. In a culture already doubtful of celebrity wealth narratives, these concerns resonate with an audience increasingly skeptical of what lies behind glamorous facades.
Where y'all can watch that in full, and as we have already seen, 50 Cent has been very involved in critiquing, taking shots at Floyd Mayweather, and when this came across his desk, he did nothing other than that. So if that's the case, it's going nowhere, because you didn't do the deal, champ. He must have named the writer separately to make him have to pay his own legal team. It's bad. 50 most definitely promoted his brands and everything for that, because 50 Cent has came into question about this deal that Floyd Mayweather has struck, showed his real estate business. People started diving into it. Floyd Mayweather has been defending it, but I just realized he put this $100 million lawsuit against Business Insider, saying that they have been going at him for a long time now, coming at his family, coming at his team, and saying these derogatory things and defaming him, so he won $100 million. The suit launched in the Southern District of New York names Insider Inc. and reporter Daniel Geiger as defense. It is centered around reporting by Geiger about real estate deals Mayweather Jr. publicly discussed, including an agreement to buy a 62-building Manhattan apartment portfolio. Geiger reported in late March that there is no evidence there has been a sale. According to the lawsuit, Geiger embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation categorized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth, but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. It claims that Geiger refused to review documentation proving the deals in question happened, and suggests that there's a racial component to the reporter's work.
Mayweather's typically nonchalant interview demeanor shifts noticeably when financial questions arise, moving from confident to vague. His hesitation to share concrete figures or specifics amid bankruptcy rumors only fuels speculation. Rather than dispelling doubts, His ambiguity invites further scrutiny. For public figures, perception is power, but when that image begins to fracture, a lack of transparency hastens the decline. In Mayweather's case, silence on key financial details may be doing more harm than good.
So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
That last statement was a fact. If that's bankrupt, I'm sure a lot of people want to live like that. I'd sell a few of them planes, especially if I was going bankrupt. But yeah, it wouldn't be a bad lifestyle to have. Now, Floyd Mayweather isn't the most articulate person. He does not articulate himself the best. This has been well known throughout his career. He is a prize fighter. He is a master promoter. He is a great business person. Put him behind a microphone or have him articulate himself, he's not the best at it. So if you listen to that and y'all tell me if y'all got the same vibe I did or if y'all think that I'm tripping, it sounds like he's running around a lot of shit. And it's like, all right, bro, yeah, you might be going bankrupt. But let's understand something real quick. If one of Floyd Mayweather's businesses, or if his business is going bankrupt, it does not mean that Floyd Mayweather himself is broke. That means that his business may be struggling. Oh yeah, his business may be struggling, and you can file for bankruptcy. I think it's 13 or 9, chapter 13 or chapter 9, or whatever the case may be.
Mayweather's claims of having no tax liabilities directly contradict formal actions taken by the IRS, casting serious doubt on his narrative of financial invincibility. For someone who has built a brand around unmatched wealth and control, allegations of unpaid taxes strike at the core of his image. If even the IRS is pursuing him, the carefully constructed persona of an untouchable mogul begins to unravel. Legal filings add credibility to critics' concerns and could lead to deeper investigations into the true state of his finances. This tension becomes even more apparent when considering Mayweather's bold declarations about his alleged $400 million real estate portfolio. While real estate is often seen as a path to generational wealth, the details surrounding his holdings remain frustratingly vague. His proclamations inspire admiration, but they rarely align with publicly verifiable data. The widening gap between Mayweather's confident public statements and the measurable outcomes of his financial ventures raises troubling questions. Is his empire truly grounded in solid financial strategy? Or is it a carefully curated illusion designed to uphold a myth he spent years cultivating?
That's what he made. Aaron Mayweather too. No money green on. Change it up. Change it up. Change it up. That's what we do. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what it is. I need everybody, all the fighters all around the world. MMA, boxing, follow this man right here. We get the job done. Money, man, y'all know the rest.
Social media has become a battleground for controlling narratives. And in Mayweather's case, the line between reality and PR spin is growing increasingly unclear. While his lawsuit may aim to silence critics, it has instead sparked more scrutiny and discussion. Fans are now questioning not just the legitimacy of his wealth, but also the true intent behind the legal action. Rather than bringing clarity, the lawsuit has only added to the uncertainty surrounding him.
Apparently, Floyd Mayweather files a $100 million lawsuit against Business Insider over real estate deal. Man, that's an expensive lawsuit. The lawsuit comes after a report by Business Insider journalist Daniel Geiger claiming that the 62-building Manhattan real estate portfolio that Mayweather announced he acquired never actually occurred. Geiger's report stated there was no evidence a sale was made. Mayweather's lawsuit claimed that Geiger refused to review documents of the deal and it was an attempt by Geiger to publicly humiliate Mayweather. They embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation characterized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. Floyd Mayweather. You know, damn well he did not write that. Why would he? He's talking about himself in third person. It's so cringe. Business Insider has provided a statement to my office quote saying, "We will vigorously defend against this
In the ring, Floyd Mayweather's undefeated record and defensive mastery have solidified his legacy as one of boxing's all-time greats. However, his actions outside the sport have recently drawn criticism. His bold claim of owning over $400 million in real estate quickly unraveled when public records failed to back it up. This discrepancy has sparked not only disbelief but also disappointment among fans. Many now wonder if Mayweather is more invested in preserving a lavish image than being honest about his true accomplishments.
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He is one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us. I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy. I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their building, they was on the phone with property management, like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Floyd, you can't just do that with Upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in Upper Manhattan, Floyd. You should have knew better than that, my boy. But then again, you are Floyd Mayweather. Oh, man. Anybody with common sense knew that Floyd was in trouble when he started.
There was a time when Floyd Mayweather's financial dominance rivaled his legendary boxing career. Amassing over $1 billion through blockbuster pay-per-view events and high-profile endorsements, he stood as a symbol of both athletic and economic success. However, rather than securing his fortune through prudent investments, Mayweather channeled much of his wealth into lavish luxuries. Fleets of exotic cars, custom private jets, and an ever-present display of extravagance. This relentless pursuit of opulence now appears to be taking a toll, with emerging signs of financial instability casting doubt on the true strength of his empire. Mayweather's financial trajectory increasingly mirrors that of former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, who famously squandered his immense fortune on unchecked spending and poor choices. While their personalities differ, both athletes used their wealth as a public spectacle, projecting power and success. Yet behind the glamorous facade, cracks are showing. Mayweather's consistent flaunting of luxury items echoes Tyson's past behaviors, raising concerns that he may be following the same perilous path, one that led a fellow boxing icon from fortune to financial ruin.
Around as always, talking about the Miss Jackson situation. We've seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with an emotion of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me, there was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant, with all this money and all these cars, and they had businesses they invest in. They're something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement, or after the game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man. I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather.
Concerns about Floyd Mayweather's financial decisions aren't just coming from critics. They're also surfacing within his own family. Jeff Mayweather, a respected trainer and close relative, has publicly voiced confusion over Floyd's erratic financial behavior. His impulsive choices, particularly in high-risk real estate ventures, reflect a lack of strategic planning. Rather than leaning on expert advice, Floyd appears to be navigating complex markets driven more by ego than logic. This reckless pattern raises serious doubts about the authenticity of his wealth. How much is real and how much is a carefully crafted illusion? For years, Mayweather's fame was fueled as much by his over-the-top lifestyle and staggering paydays as by his boxing prowess. But now, with growing signs of financial trouble, the glamour is fading, and the public is beginning to see past the spectacle.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment is watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
That wraps up today's video.